What just happened? What just happened? First of all, let me take a second and eat the crow that I completely deserve. I had this fight completely wrong. If you watched my previous video, I mentioned to you that I had Joshua winning a unanimous decision. Totally underestimated the boxing and movement that I credited so much in the video, and I overestimated size and power. In this fight, it was clear as day that activity and accuracy were the main components that led to Usyk's win. Usyk won the fight. Not only did he win this fight as the underdog, he outclassed him, boxed him, was the aggressor, bullied him, and mauled him. He battered him, hurt him in the last round. If this fight went to 13 rounds, it would have been a stoppage. Oh my God. We won this fight. This fight was amazing. I personally had the fight 9 rounds to 3. I also noted that there were 2 swing rounds in the fight, so I was okay with the 115, 113 scorecard that one of the judges had. For the most part, this was perfect scoring. Considering this was in England, you couldn't ask for any better judging. But there was no way they could deny Usyk. Usyk was phenomenal. Usyk looked like Lomachenko, but in heavyweight form. I'm anticipating a rematch. I don't see how this doesn't go into a rematch, but I also don't see it going any other way. Joshua does not have a route to win here. He was outboxed. He was outlanded. He was out power punched. He was the one that at the end of the 12th round was getting mauled. And let me tell you something. The most impressive thing by Usyk was that he was winning the fight. His camp, his corner knew he was winning the fight. And they went into the 12th round. And many times as boxing fans, you and I have seen this so many times when an experienced boxer has the fight won and he is in with a monster puncher, a dangerous puncher who has a puncher's stance. They pack up and they start bicycling. They start running around the ring and avoiding and just gliding through victory. Usyk did exact the opposite. The dude understood even the situation. He understood that he was in England and that the judges probably were not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So he went out, winning the fight handedly into the 12th round and took it from the champion and mauled him. And I promise you, I don't need an extra round. I lied. If there was 20 more seconds on that clock, Joshua would have been stopped. This guy not only cleared out and dominated the cruiserweight division, but in 19 fights has also claimed a piece or most of the pieces of the throne at heavyweight. The big 3 no longer exist. It was Fury, it was Joshua, it was Wilder. And for a long time, we were salivating for Joshua Wilder. And then Fury came in and changed the plans. Well, I tell you what, Usyk also has come in and changed the plans. We can't write Wilder off because he has a fight with Fury. And with that type of power, I'm not going to eliminate him. But if we were just to take favorites, Vegas odds, who they think is winning, which is Fury, there should be a big 2. We went from Joshua Wilder to Fury Usyk. Unbelievable. This is boxing. This is combat sports. Woo, I'm sorry. I'm excited. I'm going crazy. I just finished watching the fight. He literally looked with the angles and movement, activity and head movements and feints and everything that he was doing, setting traps and jabs and throwing over the jab. He looked like a lightweight in there in the technique that he was doing, stepping over the lead foot, throwing body shots between transitioning in and out of the pocket. It was insane. And what a performance. Can we give Usyk a round of applause, baby? Can we give this guy a round of applause? What a time. This big law that happened in boxing. We had no big fights happening and everything falling through and negotiations falling through. And we finally, not COVID, not negotiations, not no divaship, stopped this fight from happening, and it delivered, baby. So what's next? So what does this mean for Usyk? What this means is that you have to now put him in a higher tier, right? It was Canelo Alvarez. When we talk about pound for pounds, it was Canelo Alvarez, then it was Terrence Bud Crawford, with the only person in that pound for pound list that had an argument for being number 1 pound for pound. But a consensus have formed around Canelo. And the consensus seems to be right. Canelo seems to be just dominant and no one seems to be close to him. But Crawford is the only other person on that list that has a viable argument to be pound for pound number 1. Now Usyk has joined that. He has joined Crawford in the names of people that are now viable, or at least have an argument. You can argue that they should be pound for pound number 1. Now, it's not a winning argument. That's Canelo still holds that throne. He still has that spot really nice and tight. But Crawford is not alone anymore. Usyk now joins that conversation. Listen, Usyk just dominated a unified and clean out the cruiserweight division. And now he moved up to heavyweight and defeated Joshua and take 3 belts? In 19 fights? And not just beat him. outboxed him, outclassed him, outlanded him, hurt him, and bullied him. The smaller man, the 221-pounder with a 20-pound weight disadvantage going into the ring, bullied the bigger man. And Joshua, I don't know what to say, buddy. Like, you fought great. You didn't quit. You did what you supposed to. I don't like your approach. You tried to box with a boxer. But that also could be just what Usyk wanted you to do. And you just fell into his trap and you played right into the game that he manipulated you to play in. Should Wilder come out victorious against Fury, I would still favor Usyk against Wilder because the boxing IQ discrepancy between those two is vast. I think the only person that I would favor over Usyk right now is Fury. They're similar fighters in terms of their boxing and movement ability. But Fury has him, what, like 60 pounds on him or some craziness like that? Woo! Man, I love boxing. Boxing is crazy, and thank you, boxing, for delivering fights like this. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, if you just watched that fight and you just watched this video to see how I reacted to what just happened, then you should subscribe to see more of my reactions about things that just happened. Thank you.